Is it okay? Do you hear me? I'm sitting all day, so I sit all day, so I'm bored, so I'm gonna stand up. So we split the work in two with Delphine, so I'm gonna talk to you about the problem, and she's gonna talk to you about the solution. I actually happened to have held a conference here in this school maybe 1 year ago. So since I'm very old and physics doesn't change, I'm kind of gonna tell you exactly the same thing or quite the same thing, at least for starters. So I'm gonna talk to you about transition. And in my field of competences, transition is always related to climate and energy. We will start by defining what we mean when we talk about energy. Of course, the ecological transition is related to all the limitation of our planet, but grab it through the field of energy gives us a really good example of what it means overall. You can grab the subject of energy by different angles, and one of them that is very popular at the moment, it's its price. Every time the prices of energy go up, it creates a lot of agitation in the governments. Like they have to interfere and say like, don't worry, we'll fix it, we'll keep it down. But I'm gonna try to explain why it is very wrong and mistaken to take the price angle to try to understand the importance of energy. Let's take the example of the French national train system, the SNCF. So what do you need to make trains rolling? You need people. So this working force represents, in the overall budget of the SNCF, almost 50%. Half of its overall expenses is dedicated to the working force, the people, paying the people who work. Also, what do you need? You need energy. And the SNCF is the company that consumes the most energy in France. It's the first consumer among all society in France of energy. But when you look at what energy represents in the overall budget of the SNCF, it's only 3% of its expenses. So the ratio of what it costs is completely unrelated to how important it is. Having the energy is completely necessary to have the system works, but it doesn't show at all in the charges. It doesn't show at all in the money that we dedicate to it, how important it is. For example, if you want to reduce your charges by 3%, you can fire people until you get to this 3%. You will have strikes and it will be like a lot of problems and troubles, but still the trains will still going. But if you reduce this 3% by cutting off all your energy expenses, then there's no more train. That's it. There's no energy, no trains. So it really shows that like just looking at the price of energy is a really bad way to think about it, because it hides, or mostly it doesn't reflect the importance and the dependence our society has towards it. Another way to look at it will be the efficiency with which we use energy. But when you look at the graphics and analysis for energy use through centuries and decades, it's obvious there is no substitution. We keep piling up. If there is a better source of energy that comes, we don't use it to be more efficient and do what we do. We just use it to do more stuff. And we keep on, and we just use it to do more and more and more. It's just like goes up all the time. First we used wood, then we used coal, we used oil, we used gas, and now we use photovoltaic, wind turbines, but it's on top of each other, not instead of each other. People in my field, the engineering field, used to think that innovation and progress made us better at using energy and therefore more efficient. But this is not at all what you observe on the macroscopic level. We keep on piling up and use more and more. If you make up a method to have a bulb that consumes 10 times less than the older bulb, it doesn't matter, because then we will use 10 times more bulbs. Also, there is another big paradox that put us on the wrong track. It's the fact that the importance of one kind of energy in our world is never related to its place in the newspaper. You can have 1,000 front cover of magazines on solar power or wind turbines, and you can have 0 paper or 0 article about coal factories. It really doesn't reflect the reality, that is that solar power is 0.003% of our production of energy in the world.